Hey, achievement.
Farmers in the ecological zone of Teso and Karamoja sub-region have embraced agriculture technology and agribusiness advisory services at us. Teso and Karamoja sub-region comprises of 15 districts, and the technologies are demonstrated in all the 142 sub-counties in the districts. So far in Teso and Karamoja sub-region, 338 demonstrations of new cassava varieties, Narokasi 1 and 2, Nase 14 and 19, have been established. The project was implemented jointly by MIF, NARO, and local government under the project titled Upscaling of the Proven Agriculture Technologies in Teso and Karamoja sub-region.
We signed the MOU with the district local government to scale out these technologies. And this is the first ever intervention which has changed the way farmers work with research institutions. We have over 600 host farmers. What we call the host farmers are the farmers we give our technology to keep them at their homes or raise them. For example, if this crop, another farmer should be able to see the advantage. Using the improved technology we are introducing compared to what they have, farmers were able to appreciate how this technology can improve. Not only they are filling the gap of food produced, but also on income.
The technologies demonstrated include cassava, maize, beans, rice, groundnuts, pasture, artificial insemination, apiculture, goats, poultry, and aquaculture.
The ATAS project by no means has been a very successful project, as it has been acknowledged by different actors in the region, the local government, NARO as an organization, and then different visitors who have been visiting the demonstration sites. So indeed, I take the responsibility to appreciate the funders of this project, the World Bank, for giving us funds really to enable us to revive our research extension farmer linkage and working relationship. Indeed, I appreciate the government of Uganda for creating a good environment for us to implement agricultural projects like the ATAS project.
Obalanga Farmers Multipurpose Cooperative Society, one of the beneficiaries, established 6 acres of Nase 14 from the 35 bags of cassava cutting they got from ATAS.
This cassava is doing well. So far, we are not seeing any disease attacking it. We are seeing very good yield coming out. So we are budgeting this cassava in future. We are going to sell it, and we are going to keep these cassava sticks for another cultivation. So this cassava, we are seeing a benefit in it. We are thanking the organization that gave us these cassava sticks, which are giving us very good yields.
I planted in June. The things that I've noted about this particular variety, Narokas 2, is that at the time of planting it was dry, but it could still sprout. We just had to soak it a bit with some little water, and it had to it could still sprout. The first weeding was done 1 month down the road after sprouting, and then it grows very fast. First weeding, in fact you do the second weeding just to suppress the weeds, otherwise the canopy of the cassava suppresses the weeds. So it covers the whole garden, and straight away it puts tubers, and it puts many of them. So from June up to now is about 11 months, but we have already cut the first stems for multiplication. The variety is growing very well, and we are multiplying the stems. 2 years down the road, I think the whole community should be having this variety. So that means we are going to manage even if others pulled out. But we encourage them, if there are new varieties that are being released, let them be bringing. We have the land where we can plant the cassava.
I also want to advise these host groups and those who also have taken technologies from them to continue multiplying these technologies, because this is the only way you can increase your production and do agriculture that benefits you, that benefits your households, that with increased yields. And these technologies are drought resistant. You know, in our region we have limited rainfall. These technologies are drought resistant and drought tolerant and pest tolerant and short maturing. So I please continue rolling out the technologies to your neighbors so that they benefit, because as narrow we cannot reach out to everyone, but through you others can benefit from you.
In Kotido and Kabong, for a long time cassava was seen as a wild crop, but now the community is starting to appreciate cassava as food and even learn to grow the cassava crop. This farmer says the district uses his cassava garden as a learning site for other farmers as they visit it on learning visits.
But in fact, if you take me now to the market here, they will just say, let me test, let me buy and test. And they are not one to say, you just give me first to test. And I see how cassava look like. See that now.
and plans to plant again in a group garden and also divide some for members to plant at home.
Agudo puro tuno kani de madeki e panyo bapa deko e puro karanga konywagi puro konywagi kodo da dango to konywagi ruti kai.
In addition, farmers were trained on the modern poultry keeping and 15 demonstrations of broiler birds in Abim district. This group is expecting to reap big out of these birds.
Wani obedo gwele bachama bi onywagi ke gwelne bachamo ni amito gina loko diet keto takataka ye eto gone peke takataka riko cho onywagi ye timo ga bi ire ti amiyo gi ene gina gimbere kata peka nan ga lokum ku ni kelo wa unu gwen yen moro emiyo gi eto yen mo do mier uni mi wa unu ni we ko kon gwen wa ni ti do ki ng'e je ko kon gwen ki konyo wa yen do pe agrik men dai mi
Rural birds are well known for they grow faster, and already the farmers have appreciated. The neighbors to this group have also appreciated, and the other advantage is that it's always raised on a semi-intensive manner, which is rather not very expensive compared to the layers and the broilers, which in the other circumstances are a bit difficult to keep. We expect that this, for example, the coral birds will easily get adapted. Even if the project ends, we are very sure it will continue, because the starter feeds which were given to these birds, like for example for this group got finished. Now the farmers have decided to use the sorghum. They are mixing it up with other various feeds, so that at the end of the day, even if the project ends, we shall be able to continue.
In Kotido and Moroto districts, Modo farmers were provided with one seed, but were got to bleed for other farmers. By the time of filming Crow visited this farmer in the Kotido municipality, he had multiplied many goats out of the seed, which was given by Atas. He says the sky is the limit in goats production.
Then in 2017, in July, I bought a boa goat, so that and as well may start closing. Then towards the end of 2017, the district gave me another boa goat. Now, from my heart, at least I have over 30 boa kids that are breastfeeding at the moment. And when I look at that, at least it is promising. We realize that we are rearing animals for maybe domestic use. But if you look at from where I've come from, there is a commercial return on goats. If these goats are well bred, poverty will get out of us. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
We have farmer groups, but specifically to us the technology, we needed one person, such that he will be given the responsibility of taking care of the e-goat. So I'm happy that he is implementing the activity. The aim is to upscale and promote the technology in the district. So as you see, he has already begun registering a number of kids crosses, and of which so he will lend them to the nearby farmers.
Cattle farmers were also introduced in artificial insemination. Animals were synchronized in 6 districts with a success rate of 80%.
I'm going to carry out an AI program, that is artificial insemination. Then after that, you can, and the thing is off. So when you push your hand through the rectum, you go and grab the cervix. Then after that, you push your AI gun through the vagina. Then you pass it through an OS of the cervix to the uterine horns. Then you inject. This technology for farmers in Serra here is new to them, and we have just begun. Now for them, some are willing for the project, but you know the majority, they first want to see the success, and when they see those offsprings for AI service, I know they'll all adopt.
In some areas where that fish insemination technology was piloted, farmers have already registered success. Some animals have already calved.
So when it gave birth, I'm seeing it is giving a lot of, it is showing signs of giving a lot of milk, and I'm really very grateful for that service, because I'm seeing the calf is very healthy, and we are likely to have a good product from that calf in terms of health and also milk. We suspect and we expect that there's going to be a lot of milk, which is going to serve us in the family in terms of consuming it as a food. And then to a certain extent, we can also have some little money after selling the milk, and to help the family.
In order to boost meat and milk production in Anmol, 293 improved pasture demonstrations, Lablab, Chloris Guyana, Napier Grass, and Central. Most farmers who practice the technology appreciated ATAS for the gesture.
This grass is purposely to feed the dairy animals, because we don't take them for free-range system due to minimal land. So that's why we have the Napier and the Lab that we were given. When they came here, they saw the dairy animals, and asked whether we had land, which we offered. So we were given an advice on the spacing. That's why you have it here this way. So this is the Napier. Just here are the freshly cut ones. So we've been harvesting. You can see the shoots. This is the harvested one. So when it keeps raining again, I think again in 3 months' time, we might again be harvesting this, because it will grow again.
Like, we give the technologies, how to plant, and what time they are supposed to harvest, and also we come and talk to them about livestock generally, the management practices.
I am a principal entomologist in Kumi District Local Government, and the Kumi District is one of the districts that benefited under the ATAS program. And in my subsector, we received the beekeeping equipment, and Mr. Justin Okiria is one of the beneficiaries.
22 demonstrations on apiculture with 4 honey processing centers set in 4 districts. Atuturi Orikabeite Farmers Group is located in Orapada village in Kumi district. The group has 30 members, 14 female and 16 male. From the project they received 15 KTB beehives. The group also had own 18 local hives.
I always encourage my beekeepers to keep checking, inspecting their hives, so that if there is any problem, the problem is arrested before the colony actually leaves. This colony is not doing well because of the attack of pests. We have seen here there are ants, but I've also seen there is a wax moth. But now, after the farmer has cleaned this,
when you have knowledge, you can be able to have your hives colonized quick, because you can learn ways of trapping bees instead of just waiting, because that's one of the challenges. Most farmers, when they put their hives in place, some of them take very long and they don't know how to get them.
In Napao village, Alakasi Parish, Amudat Sub-County, Amudat District. This group received 9 modern beehives, the training well as the harvesting gears. Now the group, honey production has increased. They also encourage other farmers to acquire modern beehives to increase production of honey.
So what we do midway, we come and do the cleaning, so that we do again the bedding, and the beehives can be colonized in the process.
They were registered through the district. Then by 2017, they were blessed by ATAS, and they were supported, and they were given the beehives, and they are improving, because you can see they are together with their women. They are doing the beehive, the apiary activity.
Apiary has transformed a woman's life in this place, in that at least now they have money from the sale of honey. Unfortunately, we are still selling comb honey because we are not processing, we are not packaging. we are selling comb honey, but it brings in some money. And this money that the women are getting, they are investing in other activities. Like these women you are seeing in this group have a vegetable unit somewhere down the other side where they take the money from this side, invest in the vegetable gardens, and during dry season they are the ones that supply Amuda. So they are in money all year round and their livelihoods have changed.
In agriculture, a whole fish pond farmers group is found in Karamoja Parish, Karamoja Sub-County, Karamoja District. The group comprises of 30 members, 20 male and 10 female. These received 18,000 fish fingerlings and was put in 2 ponds initiated by ATAS, and now the ponds are doing good.
And we have made the people of Karamoja district to test the fish from the ponds. And then there is a big difference from the fish from the ponds and then the one from the lakes. This one are so nicer than the ones in the lake. That are some of the benefits and the good of making fish farm.
Still in Karamoja district, we visited bamboo farmers. These were introduced to fish cages technology. In November 2017, they received 6 fish cages and stocked with 150,000 fish fingerlings of tilapia.
Yeah, my request goes to the ministry, Naro and Nabuin, to keep on supporting these projects such as this under ATAS so that farmers can benefit. These are a few of the farmers that are benefited from this project. But there are many farmers who are interested in the business, in fish cage farming. But through the support from Maif, Naro and Nabuin, other farmers can also benefit within here, Kabermaid, or any other districts that are taking up fish farming as their enterprise.
On management of the fish cages, the group members take turns to feed and check on the cages. The fish is fed on fish feed 3 times a day. Expected output: 1 cage is expected to produce 1 ton of fish at 10,000 a kilogram, and each cage will collect 10 million, while 6 cages can collect 50 to 60 million every harvest, as the fish expert explains.
My advice is that farmers who are interested in fish farming should take up this enterprise seriously. It's very enterprising, highly paying. It depends on the sites which they select, but those ones which are near the lake, they can have it in the lake. But before that, they have to take what's called environmental impact assessment to find the suitability of the place for the business.